పాత్రని చేసినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు. Thank you very much for your affection, and also thank you for leaving behind your holiday and coming here, because I know very well how important it is for lawyers to leave aside a holiday and attend a rather boring meeting. My intention of coming here was not to give a lecture to anyone of you. My intention was to interact with you. My intention was to sit with you and know from you how you have treated the profession and how the profession has treated you. Lawyer's life is very, very different. After becoming a judge, I can tell you that there is really no difference between the life of a lawyer and that of a judge. Because we do, as lawyers, exactly the same work which judges do. Because we call it a profession, the process of profession, we many a times forget the purpose and object of our act. Because the professional work is so daunting, so pressing, many a times we lose why we are actually doing this job. And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that both these, the judge as well as the lawyer, do exactly the same job. Our job is to bring peace in the society. There is nothing wrong, it's a very simple process. In this process, when we speak of the method of decision making, which is called adversarial method of adjudication, it will not work if there are no lawyers. One lawyer on one side, plaintiff or the accused, tells the judge what the fact is from his perspective. The other lawyer says what the fact is from the other perspective. The job of the judge is simply to pick up what he thinks is right and closest to the truth. It's his probability which is declared as truth. Our profession is nothing more than this. I keep saying our profession, despite I think I'll be. You can hear me? Yeah. I think instinctively I keep saying that our profession was perhaps just 3 years in my life as a judge, but many more years as a lawyer. But the importance of this profession keeps growing in me, and my conviction about the importance of this profession grows multifold. But there are certain very, very important things which I want to share with you. I think time has come when we need to transit from the present positions that we are occupying. The world is moving very fast. Phenomenally, the world is changing. So we need to keep pace with the world. Law normally is not behind technology which overtakes you, but tries to grapple with the situation. So lawyers have to be one step ahead of technology. Technology is such that without you realizing, your life would have changed multifold. Did you ever believe that you could transfer or post a petition to your client without going to the post office? Today, sitting in a court, you can just send a huge document through WhatsApp. Earlier, as a practicing lawyer, I would go to the post office to send an order copy to my client. Post offices have vanished. Transmissions have become technological. When I went to Supreme Court, I used to have a manual typewriting steno and typewriter. In no time that went by, multiple copies used to make through stencil method. Photocopying had taken over. After that, technology made even that redundant. We don't need to file petitions in the Supreme Court by drafting and taking copies. You just need to click a button and then the petition gets filed in the Supreme Court and gets lodged, and the judge sees through the iPad or the computer before him. This is one part which all of you have seen. There is another part which is going to take us over great speed with the advent of artificial intelligence. We many times assume that it is not going to touch me because I am a routine lawyer. The future days where the world gets divided between literate and illiterate is not on the basis of whether you have graduated or had a 10th class or not. The division of the world between literate and illiterate is on the basis of whether you know the technology or not. We will all be left behind, and the sad part will be when technology takes you over. Why I am saying this is, till now we had technologies which aided us, which helped us doing what we want. But the new technology which is going to come, the artificial intelligence, is the method of thinking. Will it replace human thinking? The engineers and the scientists have said yes. It will replace thinking. It will give you the best options available. It will give you the best solution on the basis of data available. It analyzes thousands of pages of data and gives you the correct answer to it. But then the pitfall of that is, if it happens, it is going to happen, then the process of thinking will also be relegated to artificial intelligence, which will be the saddest part of human life. Because when you lose your power of discrimination, when you lose the power of deciding what is right and what is wrong, then that is a civilizational failure. I say this only for the reason that the younger generation must be vigilant to it. You must know how far you must use technology, where it should stop. But before doing that, you must keep pace with technology and equip yourself with technology. That's one part I just wanted to share with you, particularly to the youngsters. Our life of lawyers is very, very stressful. I keep telling my family that I spend time, the time I spend with my colleagues is so much more than the quality time I spend with family. We share our difficulties, we share our happiness. Therefore, it's very, very important that we build good infrastructure for ourselves when we operate as lawyers. Everything is not in physical terms of building more rooms, more space, more lawyers' chambers. There is a psychological element also in it, where you coordinate with each other and grow together and live like a family. Lastly, I would like to share with you my concern about civil courts. In a recent judgment which I authored along with the Chief Justice, I have held that civil courts form the basic structure of our constitution. They are as important as constitutional courts. They are at the base of our adjudicatory system. The process by which we have weaned away, taken away jurisdiction after jurisdiction and placed it in the hands of tribunals is also a matter of concern which Supreme Court is considering in 3 or 4 major judgments, the Madras Bar Association, Malik Mazhab Sultan, All India Judges Association, and so on. So where do the civil courts, what is the scope, what will be the future of civil courts? Very importantly, when we talk of alternative disputes or dispute resolution in the form of arbitration, in the form of mediation, original conception is there are certain relationships which are simple and resolution can easily be brought about. For such matters, we don't need a very well-trained judge. Somebody who has objectivity can resolve the problem. If 2 brothers are unable to live together with a joint family property, should their intention to separate take 15 years, 20 years, 25 years? 70 years have passed after the making of the Constitution. Are we today in a position to say that when a wife comes to the court and says that my husband treated me with cruelty, I need a divorce, whether she is right or wrong, should that decision take 10 years? Disputes between 2 neighbors with respect to an injunction or an encroachment over a property should take 12 years, 15 years. Why are we not asking such questions? Have we accepted the system? Or is it that there is something fundamentally difficult in the way and method that we adopt for resolution of disputes? Think about it, youngsters, apply your mind and tell us what best solutions we can come up with. Arbitration is said to be an alternative, but in our country, arbitration has not really worked because of multiple reasons. It's not necessary for us to discuss that. So many cases pending in the civil courts can easily be resolved through arbitration. For arbitration, what do you need? The most essential part of arbitration is you need a trustworthy arbitrator. If both parties believe in a man or a woman, that they can resolve the problem, both of them can go together and they will say, whatever he says, I will abide by his decision. Where are those honest people? That's the question. Where are such honest people is the question. We have created institutions for conducting courts, for developing infrastructure. My question is, where is that institution which forges, makes, creates a human being who can be trusted. We have not focused on that. After making the Constitution in his concluding speech, Ambedkar said, such a big Constitution, it will be of no avail to any one of us if we don't have people who have credibility to manage the constitutional positions of the union executive or the state executive or the union judiciary or the state judiciary. He also said another important thing. If we have such credible people who can manage the constitution, credible people who can resolve problems and conduct, we don't need this constitution. Then why have we made this constitution? We need an infrastructure. But then that question remains, the question of credible people. Where have you created that? Where is the infrastructure for that? It's not in the court, it's not in the law colleges, it's in the families, it's in the upbringing. It's not in the law colleges. It is the areas where youngsters are told that good qualities of character are far more important than anything else. Those are the areas which need to be developed. And my advice is that while you develop practice and develop your case law, most important, most essential part of such development is development of credibility, character, which is simple, it's not a big thing. Character is not something which is of high morality. It is simple of trustworthiness. It is simple thing of commitment to the job. It is simple idea that you can't benefit at the cost of your friend. Everybody is a friend. Because if you have that perception that in long term, this investment in credibility is what's going to make a difference, then you will focus on the real investment. That is the actual Aishwarya, which we call it. So I don't want to give a lecture. My idea was to come and interact with all of you, and we should don't misunderstand me, but I think we must reduce the formalities of our assembly or meetings. What happens in excessive formalities of garlands and bouquets and speeches, what happens is that the main purpose will be lost. Instead of speaking and discussing what is troubling us, formality takes over. So make it simple, straightforward. Next time I will come without informing you. Telling of course, my colleagues will always know. So I'll come and sit in the midst of you, talk to you, and participate in the building of this institution. I recently I had read Bhagavad Gita, but one portion which I missed out earlier struck me very strongly, explaining what divinity is, what Godhood is. Krishna says that Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vadah Pravedinamaham. Of all the knowledge systems, Adhyatma Vidya, that is, that which tells you what is supernatural or what is other than you, what about your maker, your origin, and your departure. Where do we come from? Where do we go? That knowledge is the highest knowledge. But that's not very important. That's all everybody says. The later portion says, Vaga Pramudita. This is where the God is saying, Vaga is in Indian logic systems. Vaga means a particular type of argument. Argument, underline that. One particular type of argument. So our logic science identifies 17 methods by which an argument can be raised, of which only one argument is supposed to be a correct argument, which is called a Vada. So he is identifying, saying, I am as a word is nothing but this Vada. Do you understand the depth of this statement? It is about us as lawyers. He is saying, I am as Godhood, identify me as the best argument. So, just look at the beauty of the lawyer. You place before a court a very best argument. That is Godhood. Thank you very much.